I'm going to sort of summarise what we've been doing in the past 2 years. There's some familiar faces here already who already know what we've been doing. We started this organisation, Section of Humanists UK, in February of 2016. We've been going now about 2.5 years. In that time, we've gone from 250 members and supporters to the last time I checked, which was about a month ago, to about 1,500 members and supporters.
Yeah, 1570 now.
Yeah. So, I mean, we've grown massively, very, very quickly. In actual fact, we have more supporters or more signed-up members than the DUP, which is the largest membership party in Northern Ireland. So that's something to say. In that time, we have campaigned on a number of different things. Humanist marriage, which I'm sure you've all heard about, read about, seen in the papers and whatever else. That we started pretty much as soon as we started this section. The first conversation I had with Pavan, who was then the director of Public Affairs for Humanists UK, was, are you in a relationship and will you marry the person that you're in a relationship with so as we can take the court case? At the time I wasn't in a relationship and wasn't intending to get into one. So we kept on thinking about this. What are we going to do? You know, how can we do this? Can we approach this as an organisation? Can we take the government to court as an organisation? We're talking about, do we know anybody that's getting married? Blah blah blah. And time started to pass, and a friend of mine, Laura, called me one day and was like, "Boyd, could you recommend a celebrant?" And I was like, "Yes, I'll look into it for you." Put down the phone and I thought, I rang her straight back. Will you take a court case for us? And she was in from the beginning. So she's a model, and her now husband is a footballer for Leeds United and for the Republic of Ireland. So very high profile couple. That court case went on continuously. We won it initially, and then it was appealed by the Attorney General. And just very recently, in the last sort of 6 weeks, that court case is finished. We've been through our last appeal, and as it turns out, we now have humanist marriage is legally recognised. So, apart from Scotland, Northern Ireland is the only other part of the UK which has humanist marriages. So, as far as being ahead of the curve in that, we are. You know, so England and Wales will have that in it. Our other campaign, which is very, very close to our hearts and we put a lot of work into and it is very demanding, is abortion rights and reproductive rights for women. We have campaigned tirelessly from the beginning with that. We have changed the rules so as women in Northern Ireland now have abortions on the NHS in England. We work alongside the likes of BPAS, Alliance for Choice, Voice for Choice, Women on Web, and a number of other organisations in order to continue to make sure that we have free, safe and legal abortions in Northern Ireland for women and for people, and that will happen. It's just a matter of time, but it's been moving very, very quickly. I mean, when we first started out and we were speaking to the different organisations involved in that, we were looking at 10 years down the line. That's what we were thinking, maybe 10, 15 years we'll have a change now. And I think, and honestly, due to the work that we have been doing and the way that we have tried to pull those organisations together and get them to work better together and sort of be a source of information to get out to people in England and Wales and Scotland, where people still didn't realise that abortion was still illegal in Northern Ireland, and get them to start taking it on and starting to think about it. And the way that we have been able to lobby Westminster has really made a change, and I would like to think that we would see a change with reproductive rights and the law around it in Northern Ireland within the next year or two. I mean, we're definitely going to see some sort of vote in Westminster in the next 100 odd days. We had the Westminster debate, which happened maybe 2 months ago. What was really interesting was we wrote a lot of papers and sent it to all the MPs who were going to be in that debate, and what was really funny was listening to some of the MPs read off lines that I had written down. So it really is, we are making a difference there, and we are seeing that change happen, and happen quite rapidly. Another thing that we're doing is working on the relationship and sex education and the religious education curriculum in Northern Ireland. Religious education curriculum is something we've been working on from the start, and what we've been doing with that is looking to use what has happened in England, which is they won a court case in England to have humanism included in the curriculum, and we wanted to try and move humanism into the curriculum in England. And actually, the way we were saying it is we want all major world religions and those of none discussed in religious education at age-appropriate levels. And our initial, the way that we approached this was a consultation for the GCSE, a review of the GCSE paper. We wrote in for that and expressed our ideas. We spoke to the Department of Education and to CCEA, the examination board, and they didn't change the paper at all. Didn't change at all. From it's the same paper that came out in 1897 that it is now. At that point, we sort of thought, well, will we go to court over this, because there is an issue here, a qualities issue here. And we decided that there is a bigger issue, and the bigger issue is how the curriculum is written in the first place. In 1996, when the Good Friday Agreement happened, there was a bit of a consultation that happened that made the religious education curriculum in Northern Ireland the only part of the curriculum that is not written by education professionals. It's written by the four main churches, which is Methodist Church, Church of Ireland, the Catholic Church, and Presbyterian churches. And at that point in time, it was seen as a really good thing. It was seen like, look, you know, here's Catholics and Protestants working together to write the curriculum. And I guess at that point, they also didn't think that Northern Ireland was ever going to be multicultural. I mean, at that point, it wasn't. But we do now live in a multicultural society, and these things need to be taken on board. And what's really interesting is, at the same time, the Interfaith Forum was set up, and that Interfaith Forum was set up to tackle this issue, because they saw it straight away. They had people from the Baha'i community, Muslim community, Jewish community, as well as others, Buddhists, Hindus, and they were like, well, this doesn't suit us. And although those numbers were very small, they're now much greater. And what's happened in the last year and a half is that we're now, I'm now an elected member of the Interfaith Forum, and they've given us their support as well to sort of tackle this issue. And that's something that we're now that we've got the marriage bit out of the way, now that abortion has made those steps that we wanted to make, and it's a bit more cohesive, that we can now sort of start to tackle this. Very recently in England and Wales, there's a consultation paper which has happened, which is around sex education and how it's taught in schools, and it should be compulsory in schools. And it looks like that's the way it's going to go, and there's lots of LGBT issues that are included in that, and it looks like, you know, there's going to be a good comprehensive and compulsory curriculum in England and Wales. It's not going to happen in Northern Ireland. And as I'm not sure if you're aware, but Stormont shelved a document which was about how LGBT issues are spoken about in schools, and over 75% of schools in Northern Ireland are not dealing with it at all. With some schools and teachers turning around and saying, oh, we don't have any gay pupils. Yes, you do. I don't know what way to tell them any more than yes, you do. So those are sort of our main campaigns. There are other ones which may come in more slowly. For instance, the opt-in or opt-out were for blood donations, or for donations. So for organ donations. So at the minute it's opt-in. You sign yourself into it. What's going to happen in England and Wales is going to be opt-out, and it again won't happen in Northern Ireland, so we may start to work on that. And this is what kind of happens. We have our issues in Northern Ireland that we deal with. There are issues which cover the whole of the UK, which Humanists UK work on, and Humanists UK usually make big moves and changes in that, but what is happening now at the minute is that those changes aren't filtering into Northern Ireland, and as soon as that happens and they make that change, and it hasn't happened in Northern Ireland, we pick up the slack on it and move forward with it and try to do something about it. So that's sort of a bit of an overview of what we're doing, what we're thinking of doing, and really about those things. I just wanted to say that again, this members meeting is to try and get you more involved. If you think that there's something that you can do to input into what we're doing, something that you think that you might be able to help us with, we always want your help.